You've got 3 options for extra credit with this chapter. The first option is to play the right hand and the left hand together for Cormorant, and you can refer to the prior tutorial for advice on that. The second option is to sing the treble clef part on solfege while playing the bass clef part with your left hand at the piano. Then the third option, the most challenging one, is to play the right hand as is at the piano while playing the bottom notes of the bass clef part with your left hand and while singing the top notes of the bass clef part on solfege. So I'll get to that in just a second. Let's start with the easier version, which is just singing the treble line while playing the bass line. So as you know from the key signature, and perhaps as you can tell from other clues in the piece, this is in the key of F major. So that means Fs are dos, Gs are res, As are mis, and so on. So in terms of your solfege syllables, you can figure that out pretty easily. Do, sol, re, sol, and so on. And in terms of executing this variation, you'll want to practice singing on its own, you'll want to practice the playing on its own, and then fuse them together, just going one little chunk at a time. So here's a demo on singing the treble line while playing the bass line, and you can give yourself your starting note. 1, 2, we're ready. Do, sol, re, sol, mi, re, sol, la, fa, sol, mi, fa, mi, re, ti, re, do. Now for the more challenging variation. This is where you are playing the right hand just as it is indicated, so you can use the same fingering. And you're also playing the bottom notes of the bass clef part with your left hand. So that means you're just playing that F, you're just playing that E, just the F, and so on. And for this particular component, don't worry too much about fingering. You can use the fingering that's given there that you perhaps have already practiced, or you can use whatever is comfortable for you. So don't worry too much about fingering. But you're also going to be, of course, singing the top note at any given moment in the bass clef part. So that means you're singing the A, singing the G, singing the C, and so on. And you'll be doing that on solfege. So of course, since we're still in F major, that means this note here is a mi, this note here is a re, sol, mi, and so on. So in preparing this, you may want to break the components down a little bit. So since there are 3 things to keep track of, maybe take 2 of them at a time and work on those. And then once you feel comfortable enough to incorporate all 3 together and take it nice and slowly, just one measure or a couple of measures at a time. So here is the demo on playing the right hand, playing the bottom note at any given moment of the left hand part, and singing the top note of the bass clef part. You can give yourself the do note, and you can also, if you like, give yourself this mi, which is the first note that you'll be singing. So here we go. 1, 2, ready, and mi, re, sol, mi, sol, fa, mi, la, fa, fa, mi. So have fun singing and playing with this chapter.